Bam, what's doing, guys? Back with a fresh vinyl video, and today we're going to be looking at my top whatever stuff, okay? So today we're going to look at some socks, awesome socks that don't even fit me, some socks that barely fit me, a sake glass, and a Godzilla mug. Isn't that awesome? Oh, we're going to check this out. We're going to look at some of my Godzilla underwear. Nah, I'm kidding. We're not going to look at that. We're actually going to be doing a review of the Toy Graph Godzilla 54 diver sets, right? No, we will be doing those at another point in time. Okay, here's what we're really doing. This is what we're doing on the Fresh Vinyl Saturday Special, or whatever we're calling this, okay? So, I've done a top 5 in the past, like 3 years ago, actually. And I probably do another one. But somebody asked me in the comment section of one of my other videos if X Plus has ever disappointed me. And I had to think about that, and these 4 are the top 4 that come to mind. And we're going to go over that briefly, you know, for each figure here. I was actually trying to think of a 5th. That way I could make it like a top 5 least liked figures. And I really couldn't pick a 5th one. The 2 runners-up that I was thinking was the gigantic Godzilla 54, mainly because it kind of has like a flat paint job and the detailing kind of seems a little bit lost in some areas, but I was like, you know, I do dig that figure because it is big. That's like one of the biggest selling points of it. And then the other was the 1974 Mechagodzilla from the 25 centimeter line that is the secret base version. Just kind of felt lackluster. You know, and just the pose. I get it. It was supposed to look like it was in the secret base, and it came with that plastic housing that I ended up throwing away anyways because I thought it was kind of silly. Anyway, so these are my top 4. So, yeah, I have, you know, I have about 171 X Plus figures. So, out of that many figures, you know, yeah, there's sure to be some that just doesn't, you know, wow me like others do, okay? So, these are the top 4. Now, when X Plus releases a figure, everybody gets all excited, you know, our Fresh Vinyl senses are off the radar, and we get box day, and we're all excited. Now, I know I've done reviews on all these figures here, and I don't even remember what I said about them. I'm not even going to go back to that, because I'm going to focus on how they make me feel today. So, the first one I'm going to start off with is the 89. This is the first figure in the Yuji Sakai modeling collection line. I went Rick for this version with the light-up dorsal plates. And this came out, 3 years ago? I can't remember. It's been a while. But the figure itself, what is it that I don't like about it? First off, the teeth look like crap, honestly. You know, they are just mashed, molded together. And the paint job does not look really good at all on the teeth. It looks really bad. So, why is that? Because this figure was originally a resin kit. So when the transition from resin to vinyl was done, it lost a lot of the detail there, especially in the mouth. I think everything else looked okay, but resin holds a crisper sense of detail to a figure or a model in that case. So the detail was kind of lost in the teeth. If you compared the resin to this, you would see the difference. But overall, I think the biggest problem as far as the transfer from resin to vinyl is the teeth. The other thing I don't like about this figure, it's the pose. The pose is dynamic. I get that. Yuji Sakai goes for a dynamic pose capturing Godzilla from the movie. That's what he's sculpting, okay? But it just feels awkward because he's walking. Maybe it's the tail. It is a little bit the tail. It's a little bit the arms. It's a little bit the legs. That's just me, okay? The other thing, this figure didn't come with a tail base like the other Yuji Sakai's did. Not the biggest problem because he really should have his tail up a little bit, but it doesn't detract too much, but it's still something that we've all noticed when we got this figure, okay? And then the dorsal plates, like many of the other Heisei Godzilla Rick light-ups, the dorsal plates are just the standard LED light-up white version, okay? So I was like, meh. So it doesn't really do much for me. And that's, it kind of makes me sad, okay? But I prefer this 89 over here. That's as of right now, that's my favorite 89 from X Plus, okay? Bam. Let's get them out of the way. All right, next up, let's talk about the 25 centimeter 62 Godzilla from King Kong vs. Godzilla. The biggest problem with this figure is the face. He looks like Ernie and Bert or Cookie Monster, one of those Sesame Street characters, okay? The face, this part of the face, it's just off. From the snout to the eyes, the eyebrows, it just feels off. You know, from certain angles, he looks okay, but from a profile shot, he just looks all wrong. So, this is one of my very first X Plus, too, back in 2013. So, everything else on the figure looks good, but the face just looks off. He just kind of looks like, you know, he belongs on Sesame Street. The Rick version came with light-up dorsal plates, but this is just a standard, okay? So, not a major complaint, but he just doesn't wow me like the 30-centimeter 62 or the gigantic 62. Those, wow, okay? There's a difference, okay? Let's get out of the way. Okay, next up, the 25-centimeter Terra of Mechagodzilla version of Godzilla 75. Now, when this figure came out, it got shredded up. You know, I didn't initially look too deep into a lot of the complaints, which is mainly the dorsal plates and the lip. The dorsal plates to me look fine. I know that's not how they looked in the movie. They were just kind of like a metallic silver. The whole dorsal plates, they didn't have really so much of this bone white and the dark gray going up the dorsal plates. So that was a hit. And then, but the biggest complaint was the lip. The upper lip is supposed to go up. This one goes down. So I'm kind of curious as what happened there. What reference material did X Plus, the sculptor, use for that? Because it just doesn't look good. Buddy David Dopko, you've seen on Fresh Vinyl Live, he actually did a customization on one of them. Maybe a couple of them, but he fixed the upper lip. He curved it up how it's supposed to be. Because on the 75 suit, you're supposed to be able to see Godzilla's upper teeth, you know, under that lip. He kind of looks like a bulldog, actually like a Boston Terrier when he's like, okay? So, this one, even the jowls, oh, there goes Mechagodzilla's head. Even the jowls is what I'm calling them, you know, the cheeks. They feel too far back and overly baggy. But that's why we got the 30-centimeter 75. I think that one rectified, you know, the problems that we had here with this one, okay? And then for those that have the Billiken, that one looks good too. Both of those are good. But this one, Moving on. All right, so last up, the 25-centimeter Burning Godzilla. Now, a couple things. Actually, there's a couple issues with this. The first one is the face. The face looks off. This face, sculpt-wise, it does not look accurate as it could and should have. The paint job on the face, and pretty much most of the face, snout, the head, forehead, and areas around the neck just look muddled in paint. The paint looks like it was excessively put on, taking away the detail, especially around the upper cheeks and the nose. And it almost looks like a Bandai Creation figure. That's what some of us said when it came out. You know, yes, I get it. We spend a lot of money on X Plus figures. We expect them to maintain that level of quality, X Plus quality. But, again, not everything is perfect. There are hits and misses. So, and this one is a hit to me. So, the detail, the paint job looks muddled. Now, with this figure, the Rick feature, the whole Godzilla lights up. Let's see if we got some pictures here. But the reason a lot of the paint is muddled on is because the figure's made out of orange translucent vinyl. So that way, when you light up the figure, the light can pass through it. So what X Plus had to do is they had to layer caked layers of paint on to cover up the vinyl. Unfortunately, when you turn the figure on, there is bleed through, okay? The light transcends through the areas that it should not be. So it doesn't look very, very good painted, or lit up, rather. It just, even the eyes, unfortunately, don't look good at all. So, these is a big hit. I think this is my least liked figure. And that's the question that I answered on one of my other videos. So, this one, it just, meh, okay? Other than that, I mean, the figure's okay. The dorsal plates, not lit up, look okay. The tail's got a nice sculpt. The legs look okay. The arms, chest look okay. But it's, the bleed through on the paint job, the muddled paint, taking away from the detail, okay? So, again, when you have this many X Plus figures, is every one of them supposed to be a home run? No. There are other figures that are not perfect, like, for instance, the 25-centimeter 67 Godzilla. I know it's not perfect, but I love that suit, and I think it looks okay to me. Others say it does not look good at all. Yes, it's not suit accurate, but I got a sweet spot for the 67 suit. I love Son of Godzilla. And that's why that figure's not up here, because I'm biased towards it. Plain and simple. All right. So those are my least top 4. I should probably do a new top 5. Maybe I could do a top 10. Again, I got 170 figures. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? And it's 2018, and I have 2 more on the 1, 2, 3. I don't even want to count. Probably by 2020, we'll be at 200. It's ridiculous. Don't be like me. Nike says just do it. I say just don't. Anyway, thank you for watching this short video on the Fresh Vinyl Saturday Special, or whatever we're calling this. And I'll see you on my next Fresh Vinyl review. If you guys got... don't worry, I'm going to be back with the Collector Spotlight too. Okay? Bam. Just taking a little break. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye, Vinyl. Fresh Vinyl. Bam.